Konnichiwa, Guam people. JayKaminari here. Yeah, I have to make this video. Alright, so this is the first Cobra Kai video I've ever done on this channel, yeah. Basically, I watch Cobra Kai. I love the series, one of my favourite shows. I just finished part 2 of season 6, yeah, and bruh, what the fuck did I just watch? Bro, alright, let's get into this, man. We'll make this a review. Yeah, cause damn, bro. Anyway, yeah, so let me say this. Sorry, I've literally just watched it, so I'm still taken back on what I just saw. We'll get to why I'm like this in a second. This season, super solid. I will say, like, this season kept me on my toes the whole time, like not knowing what to expect. Like, the whole series as a whole has been amazing, but like we're getting into, it started off like a lot lighter at the beginning of the show, and now we're in let me just say this is the best season hands down. The fights, the way it makes you feel, like just everything, like it is solid. Like, so many different things are going on, yeah. So where do I start, man? Like, if you haven't watched Cobra Kai, I recommend you watch it, and if you don't want any spoilers, now's the time to come off this video, because I'm going straight into season 6. I'm not even, you know what I mean? Okay, so this, obviously, like, at the beginning, part 1 of season 6, we find out that, what's her name? Yeah, Tori Nichols, right? Has decided to join Cobra Kai once again, because she just found out her mum died, and you know what I mean, she's going through it. So obviously that was a cliffhanger for the last one. So now we're going into it after that happening. So obviously we're seeing like Robbie and others like dealing with that. Obviously Robbie's been going out with Tori, so the way it affects him in this season is crazy, because obviously he's losing focus in it, and him and I've forgotten the name, Sam LaRusso, that's it, Sam LaRusso, they're both the team captains in it. So obviously they're in charge of leading the whole of Miyagi-Do, right? So with this happening, Robbie is kind of losing focus. A lot of the matches he's like you know, like losing the matches for them. Miyagi-Do's not doing too well with it, which is, I love how realistic it is, like, because in terms of how, like, obviously, because we have to remember they're still kids at the end of the day. They're still, you know, like teenagers. So obviously, you know, when emotions are heightened, they're gonna make mistakes like that. So obviously we're seeing the Miyagi-Do's kind of crack. We're seeing Hawk, shout out Hawk, my favourite character of the whole series. Hawk and Dimitri, they're having their little thing because Dimitri's going uni and stuff, and Hawk ain't. So there's a lot of confliction going on in the group. You have, I've forgotten her name, but the other girl, the Asian girl that's joined with Miyagi-Do, she is dealing with the fact that she put laxatives in Kenny Payne's water the last season to get into the Sekai Taikai, which is, you know what I mean, so she's dealing with the guilt of that. So yeah, the whole of Miyagi-Do is like kind of like an emotional wreck, and obviously Mr. LaRusso and Johnny are still arguing, and you know what I mean, everything's just kind of not going well, while Chris is, you know what I mean, just getting in their heads and all this other stuff. So that happens. Then you have Chosen. You know, I love how he managed to come back out of the heartbreak of finding out the woman he loves, because you first see him and he's like drunk and just, you know, kind of just hurting, innit? But he's come back strong and kind of making, in a lot of ways, kind of making sure, you know, Johnny and Mr. LaRusso, when they're not able to be in charge, he basically makes sure all the kids are good, and you know what I mean, keeping focused basically. I will say this as well, like Miguel is probably the MVP of the Miyagi-Dos in this season. Like, he's a he's a bit cocky towards Robbie, but you know, like, he does keep everything under control, and there's a certain match where you have to kick your opponents off. He's the last man standing, and he basically gets them through to the next round. But something happens. Johnny gets a call from Miguel's mum to say that there's like a issue with the pregnancy, and she's had a lot of loss of blood. So obviously with that, Johnny and Miguel fly over to see, you know, obviously to see Miguel's mum and, you know, see what's going on. So yeah, like, that happens. I forgot something. This is after so much happened this season. This is after Mr. LaRusso flipping got kidnapped by a Cobra Kai person that was put into the mix to take it, to mess with his head, I guess. Obviously he breaks out, and then obviously that's when Johnny gets a call. So obviously they fly over. Mr. LaRusso's back, and yeah. Obviously they need another person, because Miguel's obviously with Johnny, and they tried to get Payne back in it. So shout out LaRusso's wife. She manages to get Kenny on board, because obviously Kenny's still pissed off about the laxative thing. So he ends up getting flown over, and at first the other Miyagi-Dos are questioning it, because basically we find out that Cobra Kai guy that kidnapped LaRusso was set up by Silver. Silver managed to get out of prison and have all the charges dropped on him and come back. And now he's running one of the other dojos, the Iron Dragons, in the Sekai Taikai. So we have Silver, we have Chris with Cobra Kai, and then we have obviously LaRusso, Johnny, and Chosen with Miyagi-Do. It is nuts what's going on here. Then obviously the woman with Cobra Kai as well, she's with hit, like, they basically, she's looking into Chris, like, because obviously he's just doing shady things without her knowing. Chosen lets her know that, well, yeah, like, this is what she's been doing. Them two end up having a fling, basically. So them two started like each other as well. So that's a very interesting take on it as well. So all this is happening, yeah, and obviously you have Kwon, yeah, who is just getting into everybody's heads at Miyagi. He managed to trick Robbie. Robbie ends up basically having an affair with this other girl from the Iron Dragons, who's been jealous for Toy from the start, but obviously things are just Robbie thinks Quan's with Tori. So much. I don't even think I'm. Listen, man. This. Bro. You know what? Let's just cut down to the chase, yeah? So, yeah. Quan's doing all this. A big fight. Brawl. Ends up happening in the last episode. Kreese wants to try and kill Silver. So he brings out a knife, right? So while all this huge fight in the Sekatakai semi-finals is going on, because a whole big brawl comes out, and he ends up dropping the knife during the whole thing. So he gets to Silver and he don't have it. So them two are just having like a one-on-one with their bare hands. Quan sees the knife and picks it up, and he goes to fight the Iron Dragon guy, and Quan end up meeting. They're fighting. Quan gets mad. He sees the knife that Kreese dropped earlier on, picks it up, and he tries to do this kick, right? This jump kick, right? And obviously the Iron Dragon guy like kicks his leg, so the Quan basically falls onto the knife, and he shout out to the actor who plays Quan, by the way. I think his name's Brandon H. Lee. He killed it because like the way he screams sounded so like genuine, and then obviously when that scream is like shouted out, everybody stops fighting. The whole brawl stops, innit? And then you see LaRusso, because LaRusso saw it about to happen, and he tried to run and stop it before it happened. He's like shouting out, "Quan, don't do it!" But you know, so by the time LaRusso gets over there, obviously Quan, there's a pool of blood there. Quan's just on the floor, so LaRusso moves him over to see if he's alive, and yeah, the knife is right in his chest, and Quan's dead basically, and that's how the series ends. So that is why I am so just like, that's why I'm like this, like, because with a series like Cobra Kai, like, yeah, you can have like serious moments and stuff and all that, but I didn't expect anyone to die necessarily, like, let alone one of the students. Like, this is so the way Quan was like written into the series, he's like the Cobra Kai poster boy, innit? Like, he is Cobra Kai, innit? And you know what? He's very similar to how Chosen was in Karate Kid 2. He had that kind of vibe, right? So obviously I'm like, yeah, well, he's a main character, like, you know what I mean? I'm not thinking he's gonna, if anything, I'm thinking it might be Kenny Payne, or, you know, something, if it has to be anybody, it would have been someone like, not necessarily not important, but someone kind of on the sidelines that ain't, you know what I mean? That was have an impact, but not a main, because Quan was the main Cobra Kai dude, innit? So I'm like, they're not gonna do that. Surely not. They did it, bro. And I'm like, yo, like, bruv, Quan's dead. Like, it's crazy. Like, I did not see that ending coming. And you know the worst thing about it? That is the last episode. That's the last thing we see. I have to wait till February to see what happens next in part 3. I do think part 3 will probably be the last of Cobra Kai, because obviously I know the Karate Kid movie's coming out, and you know, but bro, that ending was like, that easily was the most crazy ending Cobra Kai has ever had. There's been a lot of, because another thing with Cobra Kai, they're very good at leaving cliffhangers after each episode as well, like the Silver coming back and stuff like that. But this smashes all of them, because I did not see this coming. Like, it's, you know, I thought he was going to stick around. Like, I thought maybe even Chosen might speak to, like, get a chance to speak to Kwon and, you know, kind of get him to see sense. But, you know what I mean? And the peakest thing, like, Tori had to see another. It was freaking tragic, man. Like, this was a tragic way to go out. Like, bro. But yeah, this, if you haven't watched it, man, well, I've spoiled this whole season for you now, like, but I gave you a warning anyway. But like, it's still worth to watch. Honestly, it's a very good series. I'd definitely say it gives, because I like the Karate Kid movies, but it was like, yeah, I liked it. But Cobra Kai, the series, I love it, innit? Because it's more gritty, it's more, got more, better storytelling, and just, it's just amazing, isn't it? So yeah, I'm flipping gone, man. Like, Gon was generally one of the best characters, man. I'm kind of annoyed that he's dead, but I see why they did that. Is for the shock factor, the impact it's gonna have on everybody, because I think the Iron Dragon guy, he's gonna feel very, like, he's gonna feel responsible, so he's gonna lose fault. It's all gonna have an impact on bare people with it, because this might be Kreese's redemption arc as well, because obviously Kreese is kind of the reason the boy died anyway, because obviously he brought the knife to the place, and you know, yeah, this was nuts, bro. Like, this was nuts. Anyway, that's it. I just wanted to, I had to chat about this, man, because it was driving me insane. Like, bro, this, oh my god, wow. Anyway, people, I know it's been a minute. I will be uploading more again. But yeah. Please watch Cobra Kai if you haven't. I highly recommend it. If I had to give this a fucking 10 out of 10 season, man, so far, like, this is, bro. Anyway, I'm waffling now. So anyway, till next video, peace out.